This is a very interesting legal story in terms of the precedent that it could set. And we knew it was only a matter of time until this was happening, and it's happening now. The lawyer of one of the Trump rioters, who has been charged for his role in the January 6th riots, which were, of course, inspired by Donald Trump, is using so-called Fox-Mania and Fox-itis as a defense for his client. The 27-year-old is charged, Anthony Antonio is his name. 27-year-old Anthony Antonio is charged with unlawful and violent entry of the Capitol, police obstruction, and destruction of government property, according to an arrest warrant. The lawyer for Anthony Antonio, whose name is Joseph Hurley, claims that Fox News is to blame for the alleged actions of his client. His attorney said, as reported by HuffPost, quote, "Fox-itis. He became hooked with what I call Fox-Mania. Antonio, quote, started believing what was being fed to him," says his lawyer. And there is a very dangerous, never-ending circle of liability here to consider. Because here you have a lawyer blaming Fox News. And Fox News in the past has used as a legal defense that at least their opinion programming is merely entertainment. It's not news. None of it should be taken literally. And so is anyone to blame for this guy's actions? I know that as the party of personal responsibility, you would think the right would be saying, well, the individual is to blame. But is anyone actually going to be held accountable? And certainly, I mean, listen, what the lawyer is saying isn't crazy. There's much reason to think that Fox News and Newsmax and OAN, they are partially to blame for inciting and ginning these people up for months with claims of election fraud. But there's also plenty of reason to think that Antonio himself has to be responsible here. We have in the exhibits in this particular case, video footage that shows the defendant wearing a bulletproof vest with a patch representing the Three Percenters, which is an extremist anti-government group. He is seen shouting at officers in the crowd on video saying, "You want war? We got war," 1776 all over again. Antonio was later captured on video being handed a riot shield, which seemed to have been stolen law enforcement property. He eventually used that shield to push his way to the front of the crowd, and then he was seen squirting water on a police officer who was then dragged into the crowd, throwing a bottle in the direction of police officers. It can't all be Fox News' fault, right? Although I do agree that the role of media in getting people fired up by airing endless conspiracies, even if, as they say, our guests were saying those things, we weren't saying those things. There's no doubt that that's an aspect of this. But Fox made me do it. That's it. Who didn't see this defense coming, though? It was obviously going to be fingers pointing at other people. Even, oh, he just got caught up in the group. He got kind of pushed in by the mob into the Capitol building. Now, of course, they could also argue in court that actually it was Trump. As much as Fox News is to blame, Trump is to blame. Call it, instead of Fox-itis, Trumperia or something like that. But that seems less likely to play as well as maybe this could. And I don't know if this will work. We're going to have to follow the case. Is there a treatment for Trumperia? Is there an antidote to Fox-itis or Fox-mania? So we're going to follow the case. We'll see what impact it has on the court, because the precedent-setting power of this could be significant. And I would be, if this works at all, I expect to see many of the defense lawyers for those charged in the January 6th Trump riots to try to use exactly this defense. Let me know if you think it will work, but also, maybe not from a legal standpoint, but obviously the rioters deserve the lion's share of the consequences for what they did. But how do you think blame should go around between merely the rioters themselves who did the thing, Donald Trump, and right-wing media that ginned this stuff up for months? How would you split it up? 60-20-20, 80-10-10? I don't know. Let me know what you think, and we'll have a follow-up about it.